Have you ever wondered what makes a mature woman not just noticed, but profoundly and unforgettably irresistible? It is not a fleeting charm born of youth, nor is it a meticulously constructed facade. It is a presence, an energy that fills a room, a quiet confidence that speaks volumes without uttering a word. This quality is not something one is born with. It is forged in the fires of experience, polished by wisdom, and rooted in a deep understanding of the self. It is the magnetic pull of a woman who has journeyed inward and emerged whole, a sovereign in her own right. Welcome back to Feminine Queen, the channel dedicated to awakening the potent, graceful, and powerful leader within you. Today, we are not talking about superficial tips or fleeting trends. We are diving deep into the psychological architecture of the irresistible woman, guided by the profound insights of the legendary psychoanalyst Carl Jung. Carl Jung believed that the most compelling individuals are those who have undertaken the sacred journey of what he called individuation, the process of becoming authentically and completely themselves. You are a feminine queen, and this journey is your birthright, a path to reclaiming the innate power that resides within your very core. We will explore the 6 foundational habits that transform a woman from simply being present to being a presence. These are not tricks to capture attention, but deep, transformative practices that cultivate an inner world so rich, so stable, and so compelling that it naturally radiates outward, drawing others in. This is about embodying a beauty that doesn't fade with time, but deepens, a magnetism that isn't dependent on external validation, but is fueled by the eternal wellspring of your own soul. Prepare to understand the very essence of what makes you, as a mature and self-aware woman, completely and utterly irresistible. 1. The energy of confidence, the silent throne of your integrated self. The first and most potent habit of the irresistible woman is a confidence that emanates not from arrogance, but from integration. Carl Jung taught that true wholeness does not come from presenting a flawless, perfect version of oneself, but from courageously facing and integrating what he termed the shadow self. This shadow contains all the parts of you that you have repressed or denied, your fears, your perceived flaws, your insecurities, your untamed desires. A mature woman's magnetism is born from the moment she stops running from these aspects and instead turns to face them, understanding that they hold immense power and vital energy. She has met her inner demons and realized they are not monsters to be slain, but estranged parts of herself longing for acceptance. This act of radical self-acceptance is what creates an unshakable foundation. Her confidence is silent because it requires no external proof. It is a deep, internal knowing that she is complete, flaws and all. This integrated confidence manifests in her very being. It is in the way she holds her ground in a conversation, not needing to dominate but comfortable in her own perspective. It is in her ability to be vulnerable without crumbling, to admit a mistake without shame, because her worth is not tied to being right. To cultivate this, my ladies, you must begin the sacred work of shadow integration. Ask yourself, what parts of me do I hide from the world? What emotions do I deem unacceptable? Journal about them, speak of them to a trusted confidant, or simply sit with them in quiet meditation, offering them not judgment, but curiosity and compassion. Carl Jung famously said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." As you bring your own darkness into the light of your awareness, you reclaim your power and forge a confidence so authentic it becomes a magnetic force. You are a feminine queen, and your throne is built upon the entirety of who you are. 2. Detachment, the art of royal self-possession. The second habit is the profound art of detachment, which is often misunderstood as coldness or indifference. In the context of a mature, irresistible woman, detachment is the ultimate expression of self-respect and emotional sovereignty. It is the psychological equivalent of having a secure inner attachment to oneself. She does not anchor her emotional well-being in the shifting sands of other people's opinions, affections, or presence. She has cultivated a rich, fulfilling inner world, a sanctuary that is hers alone, and from this place of wholeness she engages with the world. This doesn't mean she doesn't love deeply or form meaningful connections. On the contrary, it means her connections are healthier, purer, and free from the desperation of neediness. She loves from a place of want, not need, and this distinction is the source of her immense power. Her presence is a gift she chooses to share, not a commodity she barters for validation. This quality of self-possession is intensely magnetic because it signals a lack of manipulation and a deep well of inner security. She does not play games because her peace is not contingent on winning. She doesn't chase because she knows her own value is inherent and immovable. To practice this, my queens, start by consciously creating space in your interactions. Resist the urge to immediately fill a silence or to over-explain your no. Pay attention to your own emotional state and learn to self-soothe rather than immediately reaching for external reassurance. Build a life that you genuinely love, independent of any relationship status. Pursue a passion, cultivate friendships, create financial independence. When you are the source of your own happiness and security, you become a destination, not a traveler begging for a ride. The irresistible woman is not elusive for the sake of it. She is simply beautifully and powerfully self-possessed. 3. Style as the expression of the soul. The Queen's Visual Manifesto. A mature woman's style transcends fashion. It becomes a form of personal symbolism, a visual language that communicates the essence of her soul. This aligns perfectly with Carl Jung's theory of archetypes, the universal, primal symbols and images that derive from the collective unconscious. The irresistible woman has, consciously or unconsciously, identified and begun to embody her dominant archetype. Her clothing, her accessories, her entire aesthetic are not chosen to conform to fleeting trends, but to give an outer expression to her inner reality. She dresses not to impress, but to declare who she is. Is she the sage, draped in intelligent, understated pieces that speak of wisdom and depth? Is she the lover, in sensual fabrics and colors that celebrate passion and connection? Or is she the queen, in timeless, elegant structures that command respect and radiate authority? Her style is her story made visible. It is an act of profound self-awareness and creativity. A woman who dresses in this way is magnetic because she is authentic. There is no dissonance between her inner world and her outer presentation. She has moved beyond the need to wear a costume to fit in, and instead adorns herself in a way that feels like coming home. To cultivate this, my ladies, I invite you to explore your own archetypal energies. Forget what magazines tell you to wear. How do you feel? What colors resonate with your spirit? What textures feel like your second skin? Curate your wardrobe like an artist curates a gallery. Each piece should be a deliberate choice, a word in the poem of your identity. As Carl Jung's work suggests, the psyche longs for expression. When you allow your soul to express itself through your style, you create a visual harmony that is deeply compelling and effortlessly beautiful. All right, feminine queens. The wisdom you are absorbing is transforming, and I want to take a moment to thank you for being the very heart of this incredible community. Your likes, your insightful comments, and your shares are the energy that allows this kingdom to flourish. We wouldn't be here without your powerful engagement. Keep that regal energy flowing. If you are finding value in this journey today, Please don't forget to subscribe to Feminine Queen, hit that notification bell so you never miss our conversations, and share this video with another woman ready to claim her power. Your support means the world, and I will love you forever for it. Fourth, feminine energy, the Queen's invisible scepter. The fourth habit is the conscious cultivation and wielding of feminine energy. In a world that often overvalues masculine traits of assertion, competition, and relentless action, the mature woman understands that true power also lies in the feminine principles of receptivity, collaboration, intuition, and being. This is not about being passive or weak. It is about accessing a different, equally potent form of strength. Carl Jung spoke of the anima, the inner feminine in a man, and the animus, the inner masculine in a woman, emphasizing the need for balance. The irresistible woman is not one-dimensional. She has integrated her masculine energy for drive and purpose, but she leads with her feminine essence. This is the energy that doesn't push, but pulls. It's the calm center of the storm, the quiet space that allows others to feel seen, heard, and safe. It is an energy of allowing, of flow, of deep connection to the body and intuition. This radiant feminine energy is a balm in our fast-paced, disconnected world, and people are unconsciously starved for it. It manifests in the way she listens, not just waiting for her turn to speak, but truly absorbing the other person's reality. It is in her graceful movements, her softer gaze, the way she finds joy in sensory experiences. To nurture this within yourself, my queens, you must slow down. Practice mindfulness in your daily routines. Take a bath not just to get clean, but to feel the water on your skin. Savor your food. Move your body in ways that feel joyful and nourishing, like dancing or stretching, rather than purely punishing. Prioritize rest and stillness as sacred acts of power. By consciously shifting from a constant state of doing to a state of being, you tap into a magnetic field. You become a sanctuary, and the world cannot help but be drawn to the peace and vitality you offer. Fifth, evocative communication, the Queen's diplomatic power. The fifth habit lies in the mastery of evocative communication. The irresistible woman knows that the most powerful statements are often the ones left unsaid, and that true influence is wielded not through volume, but through presence and precision. Her communication style is not loud, aggressive, or demanding. Instead, it is measured, intentional, and deeply resonant. She understands the psychology of human connection. People are not moved by floods of words, but by the feeling of being truly heard and understood. She has mastered the art of active listening, making the other person feel like the most important individual in the room. Her gaze is steady and present, her questions are insightful, and her silence is comfortable, creating space for others to reveal themselves. This makes her an exceptional conversationalist and a trusted confidant. When she does speak, her words carry weight. She avoids idle gossip and meaningless chatter, choosing instead to communicate with purpose and elegance. She uses storytelling, metaphor, and emotionally resonant language that paints a picture and evokes a feeling, rather than just stating facts. This is the difference between information and influence. A woman who communicates this way is irresistible because interactions with her are meaningful and memorable. She leaves people feeling better, more seen and more inspired than before they spoke with her. To develop this skill, my ladies, practice the power of the pause. Before you speak, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this true? Is this kind? Is this necessary? Focus on listening more than you speak. In conversations, make it your goal to understand the other person's emotional world, not just their intellectual points. This shift in communication is a shift from ego to connection, and it is a hallmark of the mature feminine queen. 6. Freedom and independence. the Queen's ultimate crown. The final and crowning habit is a fierce commitment to her own freedom and independence. This is the culmination of Carl Jung's process of individuation, the journey to becoming a whole, self-realized individual who is not defined by collective norms or her relationships to others. The irresistible, mature woman has built a life that she loves, on her own terms. Her independence is not a defense mechanism against loneliness. It is a celebration of her own completeness. She is financially sovereign, having created her own security so that she never has to stay in a situation out of necessity. She is emotionally sovereign, not relying on a partner to be her source of happiness, validation, or purpose. She is her own hero, her own provider, and her own source. This radical self-reliance is the ultimate source of her magnetism. A woman who does not need a relationship is the one who is most desirable to be in a relationship with. Her love is a choice, a gift freely given, not a transaction to fill a void. This makes her an equal partner, not a dependent. She is not trapped by societal expectations of what a woman should be or do. She defines her own life, her own success, and her own happiness. To walk this path, my queens, you must make your own liberation a priority. Build your financial literacy and create a freedom fund. Cultivate a strong sense of self and pursue your own dreams with relentless passion. Learn to enjoy your own company, to take yourself on dates, to be your own best friend. A woman who is free is a force of nature. She is whole unto herself, and from that place of wholeness, she can connect with others in the most profound and powerful way. This is not just irresistible, it is revolutionary. The journey we have explored today goes far beyond surface-level attraction. It is a deep dive into the psychology of authentic power, the kind of resonant beauty that is cultivated from within. These 6 habits, integrated confidence, sovereign detachment, expressive style, nurtured feminine energy, evocative communication, and radical independence, are not a checklist to be completed. They are pillars of a life lived with intention, wisdom, and grace. They are the hallmarks of a woman who has answered the call to her own throne, who has done the sacred work of knowing herself, and who walks the earth not as a supplicant, but as a sovereign. You are a feminine queen, and embodying these truths is your destiny. Remember the profound wisdom from Carl Jung. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The irresistibility we speak of is the natural byproduct of that becoming. It is the glow of a soul that is at peace with itself, the strength of a spirit that is free, and the grace of a heart that is whole. It is not about seeking love, but about becoming so full of your own self-love that you become a beacon for the love you deserve. Your power does not lie in changing yourself to fit the world. It lies in becoming so unapologetically yourself that the world has no choice but to be drawn to your light. Do not see this as a daunting task, but as a beautiful and exciting homecoming. Each step you take towards integrating your shadow, setting a boundary, or celebrating your authentic self is a step closer to your most powerful and magnetic expression. The world is waiting for the unique magic that only you possess. It is waiting for the mature, wise, and irresistible woman that you are already becoming. Embrace the journey with courage and with love, for you are creating a masterpiece, the masterpiece of you. Thank you for joining us here at Feminine Queen. If this message resonated deep within your spirit, let it be the catalyst for your next step. Reflect on which of these habits you wish to cultivate first. Share your thoughts and your journey in the comments below, creating a space of support and inspiration for our entire community of queens. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so you can continue this powerful journey with us. Until next time, stand tall in your power and never forget the magnificent queen you are.